back of the head. Breathe, man. Breathe.
But let me cut through.
Come on. Come on.
So here God.
Yeah, about time to come on in, Joe.
Useless man.
Let's come on in.
In order to bring about the deliverance of the families of David and his men. So the useless man leads them to where they are. David and his men kill all but 400 young fleeing
with one time out left.
But then there is what is called the principles of the spot. I'm going to give you this and I'm out of your way. No matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I hate to tell you this. So this is the first church. I hate to tell you this.
She from Jackson Memorial.
You are. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how faithful you are. The fact of the matter is you will never have problem-free leadership.
Oh, mother done pointed at us.
You see, if you look in this text, you will
discover
that David and his men have the problem. And the problem was their families and their spoils had been taken.
Yeah.
Now David and his men go whip the enemy, bring them back. Now, you would think all problems are gone.
Yeah.
But guess what happens? When David and his 400 men get back, here comes the 400 telling David the 200 that stayed back, they don't get nothing.
Lord have mercy.
However, when you will notice something, and that is God, in the midst of what he has, Satan always got a plan.
Always.
I say that again. If you don't believe me, read the Bible. When in the book of Job, chapter 1, verse, when the day that the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, Satan came also among them, and somehow Satan sees to it that there are tares in the midst of wheats and goats in the midst of sheep and sons of Belial in the army of the king and of Judas in the midst of the disciples of Christ.
My God.
That's why you have to stay prayed up. Do I have a witness? And so but look at what happens. David, in the midst of all of this selfishness, he starts acting like a general in the army, but he starts acting like the king of Israel.
Yeah, take it
For the
easy.
first act was an act of justice as he represses the selfishness on the part of the complaining men who engaged in the fight. And he reminded them that the plunder really did not belong.
All right.
The plunder belonged to the Lord.
Well,
he reminded them that it was the Lord who had preserved them.
Ease on in.
The Lord who had delivered the Amalekites in their hand. It was the Lord who had given them tokens of undeserved goodness. So David says, because of this, it ain't about who went to war.
No.
It ain't about who stayed with the stuff.
Go ahead, Wade. Go ahead.
Are you a member of the family?
That's it.
And if you are a member of the family, you will get a grace gift.
Right.
Come on.
And secondly, David's act was called uncalled for generosity.
Yeah.
And you know what uncalled for generosity is, don't you?
Grace.
They call it grace.
Yeah.
Do I have a witness?
That's it.
So the Bible says David enlists 13 cities plus the 400 and the 200 men.
Yeah.
600 and all. But then he goes through 13 cities and starts passing out grace gifts.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you today that hurry on to close, and that is David is a type of God's greater son.
Yeah.
And you know who God's greater son is, don't you? His name is Jesus. Well, the Bible tells us that he is the visible image of the invisible God. And he came to reveal the Father. And in Christ we see God's unmerited love and infinite grace.
Yeah.
And in Christ we see the exhibition of the generous heart of God.
Come on here.
Prove it, brothers and sisters. Do you not know nobody in the world has ever given a gift like God? The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. I'm through when I tell you the late Dr. Manuel Scott said, young man preaching is taking a text and building a path to Mount Calvary. And I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, my brother had a young man to come to his house. He wouldn't even wait till my brother came to the church to talk to him.
Wait, what's wrong with him?
He said, Reverend, I want to talk to you. My brother said, come on in, let's talk. The young man said, well, Reverend, what I really want to know is that why is it that every time you preachers get up to preach, you always got to talk about Jesus died? Well, my brother said, well, son, I want to ask you a few questions. I'm going to answer your question, but I want to ask you a few questions. The young man said, well, what is it, Reverend? He said, why is it that every time I watch a basketball game, they're always trying to get the rock in the rack? And every time I see a hockey game, they're trying to get the puck in the net. And why is it that every time I watch Tiger Woods, he's trying to get that little ball in that hole? And why is it that every time I see a football game, they're trying to get the pigskin across the goal line? And why is it that every time I see a baseball game, the runners are always trying to cross home plate? The young man said, well, Reverend, that's easy. But my brother said, what is the answer? He said, well, that's how you win the game. My brother said, I'm glad you brought that up. Because you want to know why it is that we always got to talk about he died, was buried, and rose again. That's how we as believers have.
All right, hit him.
And so I want to close by going one more time. The Bible said they took Jesus and whipped him all night long, and put a rugged cross on his shoulder and led him up Calvary's hill. When they got him on Calvary,
help him, White, help him.
His hands. My daddy would say it like this: if you think I'm going to fight, nail my hands. And if you think I'm going to run, nail my feet. But one thing you bet not do, you bet not raise me up, because I made a promise, and if I be lifted up from the earth, I'll draw men unto me. I tell you, on Calvary, they dropped him low, stretched him wide, and hung him high. And on a hill called Calvary, he died. And the late Dr. Freddie Dunn said the S-U-N looked down and saw his maker and said, two suns can't shine at the same time. So the sun filled his space, the moon became blood red, stars fell like figs coming out of a fig tree. He died on Calvary. Is there anybody here that can say, I know that he died on Calvary? He died until somebody said, surely this must be the Son of God. They took my Lord and laid him in a brand new tomb. It was new, but it was also borrowed. And the late Dr. Sandy Ray said, somewhere between Friday and Sunday, Jesus slipped away in hell and rode his chariot through hell and wrapped around his chariot wheel, death, hell, and the grave. And the host of hell said, right on, conquering king. But around early Sunday morning, I said, I have to tell you like the old Baptist early Sunday morning, is there anybody that can say, he said, yeah, yeah, yeah. See the hand of mercy, giving voice to terror, and just the time I need him, he's always there. He lives, he lives, yes. I don't care what they do for you. I want you to always remember this. Call Jesus' name. I don't care what happens. Always call his name. But I'm through. I really am through. But one day I was on my way to do a revival. And I don't normally watch TV when I'm on my way to preach. And so I was on my way, but I had the TV on mute. And I saw some beautiful African-American women. And I discovered they were singing. And so I decided to turn it up to see what they were saying. And this is what they said. If you love me, like you say you love me, say my name. And if you